We're live.
Woo!
Today is November 2nd, Friday, November 2nd. It's the day 5, and some might argue the last day of the sprint on Met Plus this week. Yeah, I'm here with Sam and Matt, and maybe Paulo.
This mug of coffee is also playing a very important role in the meeting, I have to say.
Yes. I haven't got around to that yet. I actually drank less coffee yesterday because
that sounds healthy.
But yeah, so I don't know. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I can get that. And Joseph is here. Hey, Joseph. We are just starting the Scrum. Joseph will allow you to get yourself situated. I'm going to give my report while you're doing that. So I just had the web dev mob, which went well. We have, we've like merged in the new 404 template. So this is a wonderful like evolution for the web dev mob, is that we've been following courses for a long time, and like now we're actually working on a project for a real charity client, and we're now actually delivering things for the charity client with people who only recently were just like working on courses. So that's solid. There's really interesting like whole setup of what we're doing there with Jackal and this and the other. There's definitely some like little action items in my mind there that is it sort of a block but we keep having site folder merge conflicts. We've got this, I think it's really interesting setup where we've got, let me just quickly show you we've got like the Harrow, the main site. This is the 404 page that we've done. You've gone off the trail. Get back on track with Harrow Woodcraft new members. It's my exciting copy there. To compete. Obviously, we compete with the GitHub. This is not the code you're looking for. But so we've got the main site here for it, and what we've got is a static site generated with Jackal. Is that the people who've forked it then have their own sites like here, like under their domain names. So they've all got like we've got all these little subsites where the different people who are working on the project can try out the effects of all their changes before we take them live. And then Linda had it all working there first, and when we merged it in, and it's now on the live site. And I think this is a really nice, it's a lovely little model to start getting used to all the differences with pull requests and Git branches and so on, without having to take on Rails, right? Or like we're just doing it with Jackal, which is really straightforward, static sites. Yeah, anyway, exciting stuff, for me at least. Other things that have happened. Gosh, what on earth was it? Yeah, we had the Met Plus client meeting last night. We met Chet afterwards, and then we chatted with and Daniel showed us some of his latest stuff, and I think we hooked him up with Joao. So like Met Plus client meeting and coordination. A block is that this is like Harrow Woodcraft. Another block is so the semaphore that did seem to like push the Net Plus. We run out of words. Not enough coffee. Coffee. Get the coffee in the fridge. I need like a Borg tendril stuck on it. Too much blood in my caffeine stream. Met Plus. Yeah, semaphore. We're talking about automated deploy. Find some words that are relevant. It worked, but it didn't work on master. Master got stuck on bundle, a different place. So that's something we need to look into. The private keys and everything, that seems to be fine. So yeah, we've got something interesting to look in there. I also managed to listen to the retrospective from last week this morning on podcast awesomeness. It's great stuff. Yeah, that was just good. I guess we'll deal with that in the off Scrum, talking about the respective and things. So I think that's me. Plans, yeah, try and stay on top of stuff. Matt, I'm going to choose Matt to go next. Matt, how are things going with you?
Things are good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I didn't do a lot of coding yesterday. I tried to. I was having a look at the. Well, I guess yeah. I don't know. I was having a look at the Rails 5 stuff, and it's just like it's like a big task. It seems like there's lots of tests that are failing for unknown reasons, and
This is Met Plus.
yeah, Met Plus stuff. And anyways, like I won't go into too much of the details, but it's not something that's going to get completed this week. It doesn't seem. I did have an idea of like wanting to check to see if I can like kind of run the server and go to the site and play around in the site and see if it's just now a matter of like just the fact that all, you know, a bunch of our tests would need to be updated to be able to actually use it. And if that's the case, is there any way we can do it gradually? Like take the test gradually, would be nice. And then yeah, meeting with Chet, that was really good. And yeah, wanting to get back to that on a regular basis. And then we had the refactoring book club where we were kind of grappling with the idea of like you know, if we should be passing around the variables into various different methods in the same class, or whether we should just make them into an instance variable that we can access later, and kind of getting confused about that because yeah. And then we had the Briar React chat client work that we did, and we're making progress on that. We're getting something that's actually, you know, kind of worth showing to people.
Wonderful.
Bit, you know, so that's Professor Joseph is doing a great job with being patient with us and yeah, guiding us along. And we're using GitLab for that, so that's kind of a new experience. Like new, you know, we got a little bit of a blocker there, and like, you know, like how do I put in a pull request for GitLab? And it's like, what is this? What is this thing about merge requests? And oh yeah, that's right. It's the same thing. Yeah. People trying to push and give permissions and do all that kind of stuff, you know, with GitLab, which is cool. And yeah, that's kind of all I did yesterday. So today we have the React mob coming up, which Joseph has offered to take the lead on. So he'll talk about that, I guess, maybe. And then we have the Agile Dev mob, which I think we're going to do something agile to do with Met Plus. Unless, I don't know, I guess we have to see if anyone else shows up. Like Fez might show up and want some support. And then we have the retrospective later today. We have the algorithms mob today as well, which I think is just gonna kind of keep on keeping on. And blockers, I mean, too many to count, you know. But yeah, nothing.
Are they blockers, or are they just sort of like beautiful parts of the universe?
Learning experiences is what you call them.
Well, I was going to go for learning, but I was thinking, like, you know, can we go beyond learning experiences? Are they just, you know, are the blockers? Are they just part?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how hippie you're feeling.
I'm feeling pretty hippie right now. Did you want to mention any of them out loud, or will naming them give them extra power?
I mean, I don't know that it will help or hurt. I mean, it's just kind of like I'm frustrated, like with you know, having not actually been able to. I've kind of tried to upgrade local support from like Rails 5.1 to 5.2, which should be easy, and that didn't go successfully. And then kind of like, you know, you get to a place where then you move on, start working on a different project, and then website 1 tried to upgrade from 5.1 to 5.2, which, you know, haven't got all the tests passing, but that one feels like the closest, like it, you know,
yeah,
because that Slack service thing that we're
talking about website 1 or local support. It sounds like website 1 actually.
But yeah, well, I've tried it on both, but
okay, so actually the block is both, so it's like that's the Rails 5.2 upgrades,
yeah,
on local support and on website 1.
Yeah. Right. And then you know, here I think this is like even I don't know why I thought, like, having been unsuccessful on these other 2 minor upgrades, like, well, let's try a bigger upgrade.
Right.
But anyways, like that's kind of, yeah, frustrating. And don't know, you know, like it'd be nice. I know Nico was he struggled with it quite a lot and was successful in the end.
Ultimately, after a very long and painful process, yes. But you know, I think he developed so much more character as a result of fighting his way through it. But yeah, I mean, you know how I deal with these blogs? I tend to stay away from
talk
upgrades.
about it?
I tend not to upgrade things unless people are twisting my arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is like if Mat Plus is working fine on Rails 4, is there even? I mean, I guess like it's we're trying to get more and more people to use and I mean, what happens when because like they're already on Rails 6, so what happens when we're still on Rails 4 and
But I mean, there's like there are people paying good money to like support COBOL code from like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's but yeah, we can discuss more in the after Scrum in the retrospective. Is there anything else you want to mention as a specific block, or do you want to choose the next person to go in the Scrum?
No, that's okay. I think I have a couple other blocks, but that's all right. We'll focus on three blocks per Scrum, and I choose eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Joseph.
Hi. So actually, so I had my first Rust contribution. I raised up here and it was merged. Which, yeah, and
To which project, Joseph? Sorry, you had
oh yeah, Deno. It's called Deno.
Cool.
Like a reverse of Node. Yeah, I don't know if you have
Oh,
heard
right.
of it.
I don't know, but cool. Yeah, PR has merged in. Wonderful, great success.
Yeah, and also we had a session, me, Matt, and Faith, on the Briar React chat, and I also started on working on the issue that I was assigned um, in RFM.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, um, that's all I did yesterday, and I didn't do much. Like,
Sounds like good progress to me. Great stuff. Are you blocked on anything?
blockers, no. So the next 24 is to attend the React mob.
Right.
And
Cool. Wonderful.
yeah, and also figure out how. Oh yeah, I guess my blocker is actually I forgot. I keep on forgetting to add. How do you add? When I create a notification and I want the event to be sent on Slack, the new members channel is not
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how to, when creating an event, have it ping the right Slack channels? Yeah.
Yeah.
We can show you that in the after Scrum. Definitely. Cool. Do you want to, Joseph? Do you want to pick the next person to go in the Scrum?
Let me see. Who do I pick? So many options. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Mike, because of the mo, Mike.
Mike is here. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey guys.
I,
Yeah, I'm just like yesterday I had a blackout, so
Sounds like a block. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't manage to do much.
Okay, but no worries. You got any outstanding blocks or plans you want to share with us?
So I just joined the. I just joined the MedPlus events, the planning and MedPlus planning and the meeting with Chet. Yeah, and yeah, follow that things. I haven't proceeded much with the decoration of the cruncher, and I wasn't able to attend the Briar React chat client because of the
blackout. Yeah.
Power blackout.
Yeah.
So I think, I think today I'll probably look into the decoration thing. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Well, I think it's time for like the sprinkler. I don't know how to do this one. How do you do this one? Anyway, after Scrum, we're in the after Scrum. Yeah. So, well, one block that we could deal with immediately could be, yeah. So Joseph asking about how to create an event and have it ping the right Slack channels. So I think what you want to do in that situation, Joseph, is if you create a new event and you set the projects to be AV Agile Ventures community, then potentially, well, I'm still not sure if it will ping the new members channel. But Agile Ventures community would ping Agile Ventures community marketing in general, which is better than nothing.
Yeah,
That would then, you know, that might be. I think we've even got it so that we can do. You can kind of set, like, and I'll send you the link for this work. Agile Ventures community, probably the wrong slug. I don't know. We probably what we should be doing is creating maybe a new members project, and then we would link that project to the new members channel. I mean, we like, but this, you know, at least if it's going into you know, if you want to going into general in the community, that's a good way to get people who would be mentors for the, you know, one, at least it's going to general, and two, it's going to AV community where it might get some, you know, mentory folk coming in, and then also it goes live on the site so that people on the site can click through the link and come to the Hangout or come to the video. But assuming that you had, I mean, did you maybe, should I create? Are you planning a new members event for some time next week?
Yeah, we already have the events. If you can
You
check.
already? Do you have an event in the events list already?
Yeah, Mondays and Tuesday.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You're a step ahead of me then. So, and the okay, yeah, new members, fantastic. New members orientation, wonderful. So yeah, and in fact, so it looks like, yeah, at least, yeah, they have been, yeah, the video has been updated in here. So that's looking like you are actually all, my apologies, yeah. Oh, okay, so this is the thing, you've got it set as the project. Were you thinking it's of it as a new members orientation for website 1, or just for any project?
For any project, it's just that I looked and I couldn't find. I didn't know, like, I could use the Agile Ventures
community. Yeah, apologies. We've got a pull request, I think, coming in that will actually remove a lot of the noise from this list. I hope. I hear rumors of that, but yeah. So apologies that that's just difficult to find. But yeah, so this now that should hit the marketing general and AV community channels. You'd still need to copy it into the new members one. We kind of, in some ways, what it would be nice to have almost from here is if you could, as well as like that, there was a notifications option. You know what I mean, Matt? Is it always been used? No, Matt's still here. Like, there's almost like two things here. We would like to be able to say, like alerts, like, you know, ping Slack channels, you know, an hour in advance, 10 minutes in advance, what have you, right? As one thing, instead of the Slack reminders, which are a total pain.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, they might have the project, but you might say, like, choose other channels to notify, and it could look up in the Slack API, and you could just choose, oh, I want it to do new members and random, for example.
Yeah.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be super awesome. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully that's an improvement there. Yeah, and so it looks like you're already familiar with how to edit the Hangout link and the YouTube link to share it. Is that right?
Not exactly. I didn't have, like, the YouTube set up, so I had to ask Faith to do that. But
right.
I think yeah.
So it looks like Faith has done, but basically, and apologies that it's still not pleasant. Like, you know, before when we had the Google Hangout API, it was smoother. But so what you unfortunately have to do is click on edit Hangout link, and then it reveals here. And then I've just copied and pasted from the Hangout that we're in now, and you paste that in there, and then you do save. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I saw that you can create like a Hangout event from YouTube Live, and then
That's right. Yeah, you have to like this all assumes that you have first created the Hangout.
okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't. What we would love to have is just a button here that would create the Hangout, or even that the Hangout would be created automatically for you. Would be so much easier to use. But yeah, at the moment, the flow is that you have to go to YouTube Live, as I think you know how to do. And then, what is it? It's like my events, or my live events. I mean, it's a usability nightmare, really. But yeah, and go get all set up in here, and that will create the Hangout, and then you come back in here, and then so there's that. That's but so when and if you click save here, that would then ping the correct Slack channels. But yes, I guess you're sorry if I'm telling you what you already know.
Okay, that's all.
And you know how to get the YouTube link from the Hangout?
No.
So Matt, maybe if you share your screen, can you? Because like you're running, if you're the person who starts the Hangout, you get that special links thing in the. You want to try and show. Yeah, you want to click on the links there, Matt, and show. So that's the way to get the. You can click on the invite. You can get the. That's the Hangout thing. But then if you want the YouTube link, can you see Matt's screen, Joseph? There's that little links thing at the bottom right. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so if you click on that, Matt, yeah, it pops up the YouTube link. Were you able to see that, Joseph?
Yeah, sorry, I was talking and I was muted.
I guess which is particularly important because you're gonna start your act mob, Joseph, in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
I think maybe Daniel will join you, and you guys will just get so much progress done without having to explain every little detail to me.
oh, you'll not be there.
No, I mean today I think I'm gonna do DevOps stuff on MetPlus. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Boring, you know.
But so that's hopefully we've addressed that one block there from Joseph. I think since we do need to look at the retro board, maybe we won't. I mean, I think some of these 5.2 upgrades I can maybe help you with next week, Matt. But since we're on MetPlus, we'll get to them. This block I think we'll look at in the MetPlus. The other thing I was blocked on, I think, was trying to get the two other people in the Scrum, Joseph and Matt, upgraded to be official AV mentors.
Yes.
And I've kind of reached out to both of you and sort of like, I think you're both keen on the idea, but I didn't get a kind of yes, it's like make it happen. So I just wanted to create a little space there. Do either of you? I mean, if you're both happy with it, I will start the process of anointing you and upgrading you. Yeah. Do you have any concerns or questions before we make you official AV mentors?
Mark, you want to go first?
Sure. No, I thought. I mean, I don't know. I said I'm keen, but I guess that could be terrible.
Yeah, that was maybe, and this is maybe my failure of like picking up. Yeah, I think you said keen, and then I was just, what was it? I thought I had a. I can't find now. I thought I had a kind of like
after that about, but anyways, no. I mean, I guess I'm not 100% sure exactly. I mean, I read what it involves from my end.
Yes.
And yeah, like that's I mean that's stuff that I feel like I tried to do anyways, like I said, and I guess and yeah, like I want to continue doing, I think that's one of the great benefits of of being involved with Agile Ventures is not only learning about the coding, but also about like helping other people learn and learning from other people and you know, all that. So
yeah, and I think, yeah, looking back at the thing, yeah, I was still stuck on a Tuesday where I think, yes, you had, now that I reread the thing, it's like, yes, you, and I think you will make a wonderful mentor. You are, or you're basically already doing it, and I think you deserve the recognition for it. So,
Yeah.
And Joseph, did you have any questions or concerns?
My only concerns were like, I don't know. I guess I was just scared.
Yes. Sure. So, do you want? Yeah, and scared of the responsibility?
Yeah, yeah, I would say that. But I'm happy to do it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you're already doing the mentoring stuff, so it's
Oh, really?
yeah, you're helping people out. You're like, so for example, you're about to run the React mob. You know, we basically, you know, asking someone if they want to be an AV mentor is not saying, will you do these extra things for us, or now you're going to be expected to behave differently. You know, it's like, we've seen that you behave in a mentoring role in AV, and we want to recognize you. It's like an award almost. We're recognizing that you're doing this great stuff, and we're saying, please carry on doing more of it. And there's no, you know, there's no commitment to that you'll do it more. You know, it's sort of a recognition of what the great stuff that you've been doing, and saying, we love what you're doing and please do more. But only within as much as you can. It's not saying, right, do that 100 times better, or more of your day, or whatever.
And does this mean we get that little thing on the side of Slack that like when you
Yeah.
Yeah, it means you can put the AV Mentor Slack badge on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna invite the both of you into the private mentoring channel, and we do have a mentor onboarding thing over here, which includes information about how to get that little badge for yourself in the, I forgot what it's called, Slack, and it's fine. And so yeah, you can set that up for yourself. So mentor onboarding, and then yeah, I'm kind of like, so here, all the information there. And then there's like maybe some other channels and stuff and other things I need to like do. Anyway, have a look through this, and please do ping me if I fail to do any of the things. So I know we've got a lot on.
I'll be able to like add emojis on Slack.
Well, that might be something that I might need to set up for you. Yeah, that's maybe like, if we were a really advanced organization, all of the additional privileges and whatever would come through automatically. But at the moment, it's like, I'm the rate limiting step. So, you know, I have to go through and like add you in places manually. But so hopefully what you might be able to help me with in the future is making that automatic. But yeah, I'll put the onboarding doc in the mentors channel as well. Just, here we go. All right. Wonderful. So should we just, we've got a couple of minutes maybe in which we can just squeeze in the, oh gosh, what's it called? The retrospective board, and checking in on there.
Yes.
Is that what we should do in the remaining time?
Yes.
Of the ARP Scrum.
Yes.
So the retrospective is this one. I've filled out some things. I don't think we can actually edit it at the same time. So do we, maybe like I should stop talking. I mean, I'll basically go in the retrospective channel and ping both of you. And I guess Mike as well. We just have to drop off Mike, Matt, and give you the link to fill out the form. I guess is everybody familiar with how retrospective? I was thinking as I was listening to the podcast this morning of the retrospective. Is everybody familiar with how retrospectives are supposed to work, what they are, and how they achieve what they are supposed to achieve? But so, for example, Joseph, have you done?
Is it like
Go on.
you put all the list of the things that you want to achieve, and then after a week, then you can check if you have met all of them or if there are still blockers on some of them?
It can
Kind
be.
of.
It can be. It's usually. I mean, that's often will be looked at in the next sprint kickoff meeting. I mean, there's different ways of doing it. Have you done any retrospectives, Joseph, in your other work with Andela or anybody?
I don't think so.
Oh well. I mean, it's for me, the key thing about the retrospective is that it's about looking back on what you've done, and rather than necessarily checking off, did I do the things I wanted? The form that we're doing it is in this struggles, successes, suggestions. There's lots of different variations on the ways of doing retrospectives, but it's the idea of creating some time where you come and look at how things went. And it's not about, oh, I meant to do this and I couldn't. It's more about how can we change our process next week and the week after and next sprint and the sprint after to try and help us operate better. So what we do is we put in any struggles that we had during the week or the whatever period, it might be 2 weeks or a month. We put in the successes, and it's also about celebrating the successes. It's easy when you're working hard to forget about the things that you achieved. So it's nice to list up things that you got that happened well. And so having it's sort of got this emotional flow that you start off like, oh yeah, this was hard. And it's important to be able to acknowledge that things were hard and they didn't work. Then we try and feel a bit better about ourselves, saying like, oh yeah, we did this and we did this and it worked well. And then we have suggestions. And then that's the idea of, oh, okay, based upon reviewing what went not so well and what went well, what might we change going forward to help us do more of the successful things and not so many struggles? And so, there's a space for suggestions. And then ultimately, the idea is that you're supposed to, at the end of the meeting, okay, so having discussed all of these things, are there like 1 or 2 action items, things that we could actually change next week that we will, will help us? And then, so that ends up in, after you've been running it for a while, you have the list of previous action items that you were supposed to do. And so at the beginning of each retrospective, you review those action items saying, oh yeah, we did that, or we didn't do that, or what have you. Hopefully that list gets smaller and smaller. But yeah, did you get the idea, Joseph?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I mean, I'm creating a new page like this, each thing. So you just kind of come in here and click edit, and you can throw your things in there. I'll just do an example. Did I have other struggles today? Oh gosh, with the time changes, it's been difficult for me. Oh, web dev mob was great. Success for me, web dev mob. And then I think suggestion is possibly do we change time of scrums next week? Might be a suggestion. And yeah, so there we go. And I'll save that. And I might put more in. There we go. So any questions about? Sorry, mate. This is your fantastic idea to review the board on the Friday Scrum. Is there anything else that you'd like to say here or add here? Should I leave it open and people call out things that I should write in for them, or?
Yeah. Mike's sending a message. Yeah, I might be. I don't know. Normally on Fridays, I don't have time until the retrospective to actually fill it out. Which is why I was selfishly saying.
No.
I mean, I guess last Friday we kind of just we didn't even really do the Scrum. We just kind of did the Scrum in the form of filling out the thing.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it did give us a little bit more time. And Mike's back. Hey, Mike.
Do you just want to does people just want to? I can type fast and listen fast. Do you want to people shout out struggles that they had in this last week that I should add to this list?
Upgrading Rails 5.
5 upgrades. Yep, struggle. Any other struggles that came in that we struggled with?
I don't know if it's.
But success.
I'm not sure if it's.
Oh, but don't filter yourself.
Yeah,
Just say it, and I'll filter it for you.
I don't know if it's a struggle, but I felt like that we could maybe, like, it seems like some of the time when we're sprinting, like we're just like kind of a big group of us kind of all, you know, wanting to hang out together, and that can be a good thing, you know, and maybe a really good way of learning. But I feel like it would be nice, like, if we could get to a place where we didn't, you know, none of us felt like they were feeling left out, like, or missing something by joining other pairing sessions and stuff like that, you know.
The suggestion, help people all feel included and not missing out.
Yeah. I guess as a success for me was having a meeting with Chet and kind of having an outline at least of like trying to make that like happen more often. Getting to know, like, working on a new project. I guess I had previously done some stuff with Docker with MetPlus, but other than that, like, this is the first week I've kind of been able to dive in really to the code base. So that's a success.
Great.
Taking on more projects is always
a great success. So I guess if Joseph's going to start the React mob, we maybe need to let Joseph go.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
So, bye, Joseph. Yeah, feel free to fill out that form later. Mike, did you have any struggles, successes, suggestions for the week?
I think a success was contributing to MedPlus.
Mm-hmm.
And just joining the mobs and having to interact with guys on it, and also joining the Briar Chat app development. It's the first time I saw. I even thought of doing a React app, so it was a nice it moved me to start doing the free code camp stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, it has moved me to do a few things on the JavaScript side, part of free code camp, and
Wonderful.
Then yeah, I think those were. I think another thing was to learn of how the gems can be used in Rails, like the way they used a gem for authentication in the MedPlus app.
Yeah.
So of course I'm used to doing things with Django where we have everything coming inbuilt with the framework, but then in using a gem is a little different. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. That's a great things. I've added all those. Joseph is back. Joseph, you okay?
Yeah, so I clicked on the events and start the event, and then it took me here. Should I create? I thought it would like do an automatic get the name.
Yeah, unfortunately not. No, you need to type in like React mob there.
Okay.
And then if you go into advanced settings, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a thing that says low latency.
Mm-hmm.
And then click go live now.
Without changing one of the streams optimization.
I would click on low latency.
Okay.
And then click go live now.
Yeah, and then you won't be able to go live now until you leave here.
doing it on Firefox now.
Okay, so right, so you yeah, basically Safari or Chrome will work. So you'll probably need to do the same thing again in Safari or Chrome. But then once you've done that series of steps, it will generate the Hangout.
And then I'll have to.
Actually, well, did you just you created it and did you opened it in the other browser? Or are you still in Firefox? Yeah, I mean, actually, you potentially don't have to. You don't have to do it all again because I guess you've already created it. If you navigate to the YouTube My Live events in Chrome or Safari, then you'll be able to start. So there's a button there. If you are on this page in Chrome or Safari, so if you copy the URL from the address bar.
This one?
Yep. And open Chrome or Safari as you prefer.
Let me do it on Chrome. Oh, yeah, actually I'm live.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so then you can get in and then you can share the URL for the Hangout and start the event and so on. So
okay, in the Agile Ventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly where you are.
No, event.
What's
Click on the
that?
event actions. Click on event actions. Yeah, and then see edit Hangout link. And there you go. So that's where you put the Hangout link to start it.
But the Hangout link. This says you're about to join a Hangout, though. It might be.
Well, he doesn't have to join it like that. Well, I think one thing there. So you can post that, but what you'll want to do. So to post that, I would say, Joseph. So click save.
Okay.
Now go back to the Hangout that you were about to join. So you can navigate to this one here. Now, like at the moment, you don't quite want to, you won't have control, you won't have access to the YouTube, you won't be able to start the broadcast. So go back to the YouTube live page here. So I think you want to, did you click start Hangout on air? Is that what you did here?
No.
So maybe I think if you go back, so close the Hangout window that's asking you to join. There's a close that, not our Hangout window, but yep. Okay, great. Now, so go back to there. If you click Start Hangout on there, I don't know. Well, actually, refresh the page. No, so you're still in Firefox, aren't you? Sorry. So close that. Just close the thing. So you need to be like on this page, but in a different browser. So do you have Safari open somewhere or Chrome?
Yeah, Chrome, but I need to sign out. I've signed in with my Gmail here, and here's another account, so that's why.
But I think, well, I don't think that matters. I don't like.
Can I copy just the link? This link?
Well, I think the thing is, like, for you to actually be able to broadcast the Hangout, you have to. So that you have to take the URL from the address bar there and open that URL in either Safari or Chrome.
Yeah, and that's what.
So what browser is that? Is that now Chrome? Okay. But you not the Hangout link. No, you don't want. Sorry, go back to the YouTube live page. So not the Hangout on air, but you see that the address bar, it says www.youtube.com, like that whole URL. Copy that into the Chrome.
Okay, then I'll have to sign in a different Gmail account.
Maybe. Or go to Safari. Go to Safari. Have you got Safari? I guess you have got Safari. So whatever you've used in the YouTube one there. Yeah, so sign in for the appropriate, whichever one that you're signed into the YouTube.
Wow.
This is a problem with using these password like to remember your password when you have to sign in from a different.
Yeah, so now if you click Start Hangout on Air from here, it should give you executive control of the Hangout. You'll need to install the plugin. Yeah, click Install Plugin.
It's free and installs in seconds.
So now you've got to go to the, you know what you're doing. Yeah.
At the bottom.
So I mean, this is like a key pain point for us. Like in principle, all of the technology exists to make this completely smooth. The reality is, unless you're kind of like shown and guided through it, it's almost completely impossible.
Yeah, unless Google decides to maintain their API, they make it much more.
Or reintroduce the API, or I mean, yeah, it's. So I'm just joining the React Hangout in Safari just in case, like, I don't know, Daniel was in there and didn't know what was going on. I think I'm the only person there. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, at least I'm there in case someone joins it. So I think that's just, you can click the arrow to the right of that to just move it along. Are you still there, Joseph? Okay.
Yep.
So, okay, but then that's now, that's just like Google. So just close that hangouts.google.com, the red of the traffic light in the top left. Just, it's, I mean, this is Google have like changed. This is their kind of like meetup thing. Yeah, so get rid of.
Close the browser.
Yeah. So now come back to here again in Safari. So now click Start Hangout on Air. I think to the process of install, it's lost the process, like the actual particular Hangout that it wants you to be able to join.
Select Allow for both Google Talk plugins to access the video call.
So do you want to try and do that? I don't know, detailed, I guess, like, this is one of the annoying things. Safari, you can't even see the allow thing there. It's going to like tell you all sorts of stuff. You can click on Safari there at the bottom of the screen, allow Hangouts to use your camera and microphone.
At the bottom.
See
on this tab?
Yeah, on this tab there. So you've scrolled down too far now. See in the middle there, it says allow Hangouts to use the camera and microphone. So if you click on the one Safari, so you've done that, install that plugin, change your setting to allow trust. In Safari, click Preferences, open Security plugin settings, find the Hangouts plugin, choose on. So you want your Safari preferences. So if you go to the Safari in the extreme top left of that's it there, preferences. So I don't remember which one it said. So you go back to the instruction tab. So there we go. What does it say? It says plugin settings. Open security plugin set. So if you now go back to your, you need to go back to the preferences. I would do, if you're on a Mac, do Command Tab to switch. You don't there you go, Command Tab. So now in security, in the top row of those, it's got security padlock. So then, interesting. It doesn't have plugin settings. So the instructions are out of date. So we're in a bit of a tricky situation here, aren't we? I mean, the only other thing to do is to
Sign out using Chrome.
Which means you'll do it in Chrome. I mean, oh gosh. I'm just trying to look on my version of Safari if they've changed it. I mean, I've got it all working. Oh, I think they may have moved. Hold on. Is there, if you go to Safari, go back to the Safari. Oh, I was seeing that there's an option for Safari extensions, but that's not helping us. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Safari preferences. Safari preferences, security. Yeah, I don't have. I think is it extensions? I've got no extensions. General, because the thing that's like the thing for me is that you can usually see the allow in the address bar, but Safari's opened this window without an address bar. So I'll tell you the thing to do is maybe open a new Safari window. Can you open like a new Safari tab?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is well, I guess actually, wait a sec. So you're creating the whole thing from your YouTube My Live Events. So now if you navigate in Chrome to the YouTube My Live Events, oh no, sorry, you're in Safari. Go back in, so you've got another page somewhere in Safari with the YouTube My Live Events. Yeah, it's the one is it the one at the back there? I'm not sure. Actually, it doesn't really matter if it's Safari but so here, you see where it says Start Hangout on Air? If you control click on Start Hangout on Air, and then, is there a inspect element? Or is it not going to give you the link? Oh, gosh.
Let me just sign out on Chrome and sign in with the other Gmail, and then I'll start it there.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with that then.
All right. Okay.
All right. Bye for now. So, well, we've got a wonderful recording there of the pain of using Google Hangouts for these things.
I kind of like maybe overlooked that, you know, and we maybe
Easily done. I think once you've done it like you and I have a number of times, it's sort of become second nature. But it's I mean, it's well, and it's frustrating there that like Google, you know, they're all these things like Safari, the way it opens the Hangout and it conceals the thing where you would press the button to click allow and just that and the other.
I mean, like navigating to the Agile Ventures events show page as well can take a while. So like I've gotten it to where, you know, I can kind of go doing both at the same time, you know, switching, you know, while the one's thinking about what it's doing, I can go switching back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, well, it shows the need for, like, if we had our own WebRTC solution, that we could just get that flow down so that anybody could kind of come in and not have this experience would be fantastic. Or the other thing that we can do is add Joseph so that he's got an Agile Ventures account or part of that in YouTube, and then that would have allowed me to get him the link that he needed and so on, which he can't do when it's on his personal. I guess I got to go and have my bagel break now. That's our, obviously you can feel free to put more things in the retrospective board as you go on. I guess maybe Matt, you want to join Joseph at least briefly for the React mob to check that he gets set up, and then, you know, shall we say let's try and start a Met Plus thing in half an hour?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I think I'm in another Hangout there. Joseph, can you hear me? Okay, so Joseph is in the other Hangout now. So do join in there just to check you can get started. All right, and I'll shut down. I've got one Hangout running in Chrome, one having in Safari, double Hangout. Good stuff. All right, great to see everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you.